Do you like that Coach Prime is the center of attention? He's taking all that, that video, footage away from his sons. He's taking that TV voice and all that other stuff away from his sons. These guys, his son's going to be a first-round draft pick, and people forget about Shedeur. They're all about Coach Prime. I mean, could he take the coaching job over there with the Cowboys? Could he take another job? Nobody knows what this man's doing, and nobody's talking about Shedeur right now. Do you like that Coach Prime is the center of attention and not his two sons going into the draft?
Be honest with you, it does not bother me, and it's hard for me to speak for another man's motives. I'm going to talk of what I've seen growing up and seeing Prime. That's kind of always been his personality. I'm kind of in the center of things, and maybe he's doing this for a reason to keep his sons under the radar. And they know how good Shedeur is. Every scout has done their legwork and done everything they need to do to watch this young man play. But right now, you have to take advantage of the steam that he has going on behind him, which way he's turned the program around and gotten good players at Colorado. Everybody wants a piece of him. And I don't know, there's only a handful of people that I know that wouldn't take advantage of that. So it does not bother me, to be honest with you. That's kind of who he is. And that's kind of the way he's grown up and done things.
So you played for Bill Belichick, obviously a little bit with the Patriots. Obviously the big news, him going to North Carolina now. We had Quentin Copel, an ex-NFL pass rusher, who says last week his military style of grade might be an issue for college football. What is your thoughts to Bill Belichick to North Carolina? Do you think that experiment will work?
Ooh, I would probably agree with Quentin Copel. Being in that locker room, even though I was in there for a short amount of time, I wonder how that's going to translate over with young people. Especially when it's hard to kind of tell them what to do and they can easily jump in the portal and go and do whatever they want to do. I think that's going to be hard. And maybe with looking at the way he's building his roster of coaches right now, that's going to help that transition because he got people there that knows the landscape and how things are going to work. I'm guessing hopefully he'll lean on them more. And right now using Belichick and the name and the success behind his coaching career to help build that program up. So I'm going to think of it as kind of how he's going to do things.
Do you think the transfer portal is killing college football?
I do. I honestly believe it was meant for extenuating circumstances. Guys who, or young lady or man, whoever, who are looking for an opportunity that they're not getting where they're at. I really do believe that there should be some type of ruling, contracts, whatever it may be, like the NFL has. Okay, if you want to get in the portal, that's fine, but you get one time to go do it. 2, if you have an extenuating circumstances. But other than that, you better make the wise decision on where you want to go, and you're locked in there. And have escalators just like they do in the league. You make All-American, you get a bump in pay. You make All-Academic team, you get a bump in pay. You fail a class or you, whatever it may be, you get a reduction in pay. You gain weight, whatever it may be, make it where if you want to make this a semi-professional sport and make it where it's like a job, there has to be consequences behind it. But I would say this, I know that there are some coaches that are doing that have their own set of rules behind it. Say, okay, that's fine. If you don't do what I asked, then I'll take money out your pocket. And so I do think it needs to be some common set of rules so people can't jump every year to a different team. Once, maybe twice, and I think it'll calm things down.
We are talking to former Steelers, Bills, Patriots guard Kendall Simmons. Kendall, we got a lot to get into with the Steelers. I mean, this season was very, very intriguing, very interesting. Mike Tomlin, he gets his extension before the season started. Then they go after Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson does not start the season because he was hurt. They start Justin Fields. They make the trade. They get him for nothing. And they get him for a 6th-round draft pick, a guy that was a first-round talent. He was not used right over there in Chicago. He starts the season. He was 4-1. Russell Wilson gets healthy, and then they go with Russell Wilson. And yes, the season worked well, but at the end of the season, I think Russell Wilson lost the team. That's what I think. And now you're hearing that they might be looking to move on from Russell Wilson and give Justin Fields an extension. Are you surprised about this? Do you think that Russell Wilson just weighs out his welcome everywhere he goes?
I don't know if you guys know more about that side of it probably more than I do. I have not heard any of that. I look at what I've seen on TV and on film. He misses a lot of things, and I can't sit here and act like I know anything about quarterback play, but I do feel like Justin Fields adds another dimension to that team that makes you have to play all 11 people on the field. And Russell Wilson didn't bring that to the table. Justin Fields, you had to account for him. He could pull the ball, and he's more athletic, and he can run. Coach Tomlin they know what they're doing. They saw something about Russell Wilson that made them decide to go with him. But at 4-2, my own personal opinion, Justin Fields gonna have to do something drastic for me to take him out at that point when he's 4-2. He has to do something really wrong. I'm gonna keep rolling with him until he proves me otherwise. And they obviously saw something.